Welcome back to another log. Today I'm going to discuss something a little bit off topic, which is my sort of trail running pursuit. So, long story short, in the beginning of the year, I was listening to a podcast with Joe DeSena, who's the owner of Spartan Race, and he talked about this concept around you need to have something in the calendar in order to train for something. And I really, for myself, like, I've done a lot of working out. I've done so many things in my life that are physical, but I really feel way more motivated when I'm training for something, right? Like if I'm training for an event or so on and so forth. So he was talking about the same principle, and he said, it starts when you sign up for the race. So I fully committed myself to these Spartan races. On October 9th, I'm doing a 30-mile, 60 obstacle course race. And I hired an amazing coach to sort of help guide me through the training here. And I'm starting to really get into these longer trail runs. So like, for example, yesterday I did I think it was 12 and a half miles, which is not on a flat surface. It's like up and down a mountain. So it's like 5,000 feet of elevation and then run down the mountain, right? And I can now run 10 miles for me, distance-wise, is like fairly easy. 15 miles is fairly easy also, which is wild because when I started this pursuit, the longest I've ever run was a 5K, and 2 miles felt like incredibly daunting. And I've just learned so much about myself and how I approach things when I run. And it's sort of this wild thing where, like, if you saw my head the first 4 to 5 miles, I'm like a basket case. Like the amount of thoughts, and it's like I'm all over the place. And then usually by like mile number 6 or number 7, there's just sort of this like presence and peace that comes along after I run, which is kind of wild. And then when I finish the run, I feel very content. So like one of the things that I realized that, when you own companies and sort of like, and maybe this is left over from stuff from poker, I didn't feel like I had a lot of completion in my life. Like I didn't feel like I was able to say I'm done with something, but there's something about like you're running 15 miles today and then you're done with it. And it's pretty wild. And within this trail running, like there's so much more. There's like optimization and like what to eat and like, knowing what your body is, and like I can know with like pretty pinpoint accuracy, like, oh, that's going to be a blister in 20 minutes, like just sort of pushing yourself. But the greatest thing is like, I'm genuinely out in nature. So like I'm in Nevada right now, but I drive 40 minutes to Mount Charleston, which is just this beautiful, it's insane. And being like raised from the city, like I'm running, I'm seeing deer, I'm seeing chipmunks, like it's just such a wild experience. And I've been incredibly grateful for it, and I'm really excited. I think I still have like a couple hard days ahead of me because I'm training so much, because 30 miles is a lot. And it's not just like Spartan races are pretty cool because it's not just like 30 miles of running. It's like 30 miles of running with 60 obstacles. So you're climbing over things, you're carrying things. They're trying to make you uncomfortable by having you go in cold water. Like it's a genuine challenge, and yeah, I've just been really excited about it. I strongly recommend this concept of like training for something. I think if you're in a rut or if you just need something different, just like put it in the calendar and train for it. Because like if I don't train for this 30-mile thing, it's gonna suck. Like I think right now I could probably complete it very slow though, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be like one of the hardest, like terrible. I want it to be hard and terrible and all those things, but I don't want it to be like miserable, because sometimes people like don't train for marathons and they run a marathon and go, I'll never do that again. Like that's not what I want my experience to be. And I think that's what happens when you train for something and you look for that specific experience. It's just a way more powerful construct. So yeah, training's been going good. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to do a very long breakdown of like everything that I did and all the runs that I did, and publish all my stats, and probably a very large article for my own site. Also, so for randomness, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I might move my logs to my personal site. So I might make them on like BlakeEastman.com or something like that. Just because the stuff I'm doing with the non-verbal group right now is like going off in so many different interesting, cool directions. I might make more of a research log for that on updates on things and discuss things there, and make more of a personal one for things like this, because I just genuinely enjoy like sharing. I mean, I've had people have impacted my life by sharing their journey. So they talk about like my friend Dan Martell was like training for triathlon. He was one of the first people that got me like really motivated to like, all right, I want to do something like this. And it's just cool to sort of share pursuits, because I think it sparks it in other people. But I don't, within the context of non-verbal group, I don't want to have to like, it's not what the company is sort of focused on. But yeah, anyways, that's sort of my random thoughts. But if you can, sign up for Spartan Race. If I can, and I'm in the area, I'd happy to do one with any one of my followers. It'd be pretty fun. And I know most of you who watch these videos, at least those of you who comment, I know you pretty well. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go eat a little bit and then continue to train.